Hey there, folks. I'm Serious JG, and welcome back to Let's Play Red Dead Redemption 2. I have faith in Rockstar Games' ability to tell interesting individual stories, but I haven't always had a lot of faith in their ability to pull stories together. There were a lot of individually fun sequences in Grand Theft Auto 5, but the overall story I thought was kind of a confused mess. Probably something to do with trying to give it multiple outcomes depending on your decisions. Michael, Trevor, and oh god, I can never remember the. Well, I hate to be so blunt, but I never remember the black gangbanger kid's name, who's kind of vaguely a gangbanger for like the first two missions of the game, and then immediately gets out of it and starts hanging out with Trevor and Michael. And I don't know what it says about me that I can remember their names and not his. I keep forgetting his name. But yeah, like at the end of that game, you're kind of playing as him. He's sort of the main character. That's another game too, where they introduce characters who feel like they're going to be important, and then they just kind of don't do anything with them. I don't know if you're going to have a bunch of choices at the end of this game that dictate how things go. But we kind of know where they have to end up for Red Dead Redemption 1, since this game's a prequel. What I'm getting at is I'm really hoping at some point, they said Dutch, like part of the backstory of Red Dead Redemption 1 is Dutch went crazy, at least from John Marston's perspective. I'd like to either see Dutch go crazy or something happened where, from John Marston's perspective, even if he wasn't necessarily there, he could be, forgiven for, from his perspective, thinking Dutch went crazy. But so far, every time we see Dutch, he's just kind of seems like a jolly, likable, fun character. Anyway, last time we went to a bar and met some. You ended up getting directed towards some kids who set us up and robbed us, but then eventually gave us back our money and told us where to find Angelo Bronte for some reason. But there's other places we could have gone with different pictures, suggesting that there's different missions we could go on to figure out where Angelo Bronte is. So I'm not ashamed of the fact that my character got robbed by kids, because the mission was set up that way. I succeeded at that mission on the first try without being particularly good at it. Like, at one point, I freaking got hit by a streetcar, so I didn't come off looking like an incredibly skilled gamer. But I didn't have to, continue either. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine with it. That's canon. That's what happened. I want to see the other ways to go about finding out about where Angelo Bronte is. But unless we get, a much better outcome, like we end up making a bunch of money or earning new items or something, I'm going to end up just loading the other game. We also got robbed by some rando and got our stuff back.
Slow down!
And I just lost. Well, great start. This is more trouble than it's worth to fix, especially because all I'm trying to do is see these other side missions, and then I was going to load anyway, so I guess we'll just load, because it's way too easy to accidentally murder someone in this game. And in my mind, it's like, is that my fault? Yes. But controlling a horse, as a rider in a video game, controlling a horse shouldn't be quite the same as controlling a car. Because the horse should also have some say in what's happening. So, you would think if I'm directing the horse in ways that don't make sense, that would involve it crashing right into an object. To a certain extent, unless the horse is already moving at speed and is confused, it's not like horses are not sentient, but they have animal levels of intelligence. It's easier in this game. I know it sounds like an excuse, and it is, but it's easier in this game to crash a horse than I think it would be in real life. If I were to attempt to ride a horse in real life, I would probably get thrown off the horse. But I don't think that once I was on the horse with reins in my hands, I would be able to get the horse to go crashing into things and getting us both hurt.
Time to go, boy.
All right, boy. Let's not run anyone over this time, or everyone over, I suppose.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy. I would be greeting people, except that none of this is going to count, so there's no point in getting a bunch of Paragon points. I got some Paragon points off screen. I talked to a beggar. Right now, that's the thing. If I can get better rewards for any of these missions than a small Paragon point increase from talking to a beggar. Man, if only this game had the voice actors who played Liara as Final Fantasy 13-2 does. Maybe in this game I would remember to make references.
Go. Hey, why does everything so squirrel?
See, he's drunk. It's funny.
Hello.
Hey. I wonder if any of these bars will work out the same way.
I'm looking for a man called Bronte. Have you heard of him?
Don't know who
we'll-
you're talking about.
Okay, never mind.
I do like spitting indoors, though.
Hey, friend, I'm new in town. Supposed to be meeting a man called Angelo Bronte. Any idea where I might find him?
Italy?
Not in here, that's for sure. If he was to drink anywhere, it would be the Bastille Saloon opposite the park with the Quincy Harris statue.
Appreciate it.
Just watch yourself, he's got quite the reputation.
As ladies, man. Oh. Well, this hardly seems worth the effort, but I guess if you... No. I'm not saving over that. I guess I turned it off permanently. I'm just trying to get out of this screen without... Whatever game, Jesus. Alright. Now I really feel like it's a waste of all time, but let's go to the other bar. Because it seems like, for whatever reason, they gave you a little place to go to where they tell you the right place to go to, and last time we just went to the right place first. As opposed to there being 3 different missions you can do to get the basic information. So, whatever. Let's go see a tiny bit of probably not terribly interesting dialogue that we missed by not going to the other false start first. And then we'll load, having already completed the mission. And then I got to go through 4 levels of menu to turn auto-saving back on. Huzzah. At some point, I need to consider shaving, because it's not just that Arthur's a beardo now, and he didn't start out as a beardo. It's that Arthur's, like, full-on, like, his beard is as big as the game will let it be without me buying... Like, I'd have to go out of my way and buy... I've reached the level of beard you have if you never, ever trim your beard. I have to go back and watch, like, the first video of the LP and see, did he start out with a beard? Because I remember what he looks like clean-shaven from the commercials and preview videos of the game. But it's one of these games where they make a big deal out of letting you customize your avatar. Like, there's some aspects of this... I'm okay with your character looking the same throughout the game. I was okay with the fact that Tommy Vercetti's appearance didn't change. It actually annoyed me as much as I... Hey, howdy. As much as I liked Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and yes, I keep thinking about the Grand Theft Auto games, because this game is very much like them. But, like, yeah, after a while, I was like, you know, I'm sick of having to eat specific meals and exercise every day in order to make CJ be buff. It was kind of silly. And I remember Bobo commenting, like, the first time he saw CJ next to his brother Sean, after we'd been making CJ work out, like, as often as you're allowed to work out and eat salad meals and stuff. It was like, wow, it looks like he could, like, break his brother in half now. But it's a lot of effort to maintain that. And I think San Andreas got to the point where there was, like, so much busy work to do that they kind of cut back a bit in future games. But with all this, like, beard maintenance, we're heading back in that direction again. Hey, friend, can you tell me about a bar that I could go to?
Excuse me, I'm trying to find a man named Bronte.
I don't know why I'm
Know the
asking you.
name?
Bronte? No, don't think so. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, that's really fascinating. And then you come over here and some guy says, go to this bar.
Hey there, have you ever heard of a man called Angelo Bronte?
Nope, but he's at some bar.
No. But fancy names like that? Maybe try the Bastille Saloon. Opposite the park with the Quincy Harris statue.
Okay, thank you.
This really was not a good use of 11 minutes. But not so... I mean, for me, this is part of the game. I'm not going to go back and, like, undo that. So we will load. We just got finished getting robbed by children. We did not make the acquaintance of two fine people who have no idea who Angelo Bronte is, and two other people who don't know who he is, but magically suggest you go to the Bastille Saloon. So those four strangers will remain strangers. And we may never know what you need to do to get silver or gold in the Get Robbed by Children mission. Except that if I really felt like it, I could go into the menus and find out. I didn't take any health items. Perhaps I needed to get a certain percentage of headshots. Perhaps you get gold if you catch the kid within a certain amount of time and don't get hit by a streetcar, named Desire or otherwise. Hi, I'm back in negative. No, I'm fading back into Daguerreo type mode. But I'm the same image that was up a minute ago, that's what I'm getting at. And we warped all the way over here. And my horse is not killed. That's nice. I now associate trains with the death of horses, so that you're forced to resummon your horse with a new gender. Or even a blue gender. Alright, let's gather up some stranger missions. Let's get in some stranger danger. It sure looks like I could ride through here. Conrad Thompson's here to warn us the trains can't stop. Oh, it looks like you can ride through there, but it is in fact blocked off. Oh, it's a lumberyard. I can ride through here. I don't think this would be considered like kind of gang territory or something.
Why are you doing this?
You know what? I gave you ample time to get out of my path. I guess this is not an approved horse path. And I didn't even press the button to get off of that horse, by the way.
So I hear.
Well, maybe I can whistle and get the horse to follow me. That doesn't seem to be happening either.
Help the poor. Help the poor.
Didn't I already deal with you? Oh, you're different.
Sir, will you help the poor?
I did it earlier.
I ain't so kind.
Yes, you are, sir. You have it in you, I can tell.
I can tell I'm Shaolin monk.
You're wrong on 2 counts, sir. I'm
We're
a
brother
humble
up.
brother, a penitent monk, not a priest, and you're a magnificent bit of work. You may have made some poor choices, but which of us hasn't?
You have no idea.
But you do, and God does, and that's enough for me and for him.
We shall see.
Am I
Yeah,
going to
we
end up
shall,
talking
sir.
to you hanging around
Why
to
don't
the
you
side
hedge
of
your
my
bets
inevitable
and give 2
death?
bits to the poor.
Or where
There
I'm
are
buried
so
somewhere?
many who will go hungry tonight.
Oh, fine. Let's get some Carrigon
Sure.
points.
Bless you, sir.
How you getting on, anyhow?
Is there a fall?
These are a somewhat apathetic lot, I'm afraid.
My mentor says that America is designed to induce apathy in
But
people.
America first, and we're going to make it
Must
great
be a
again.
wise man, your mentor.
Well, sometimes he's a downright fool, but
He hasn't gone crazy yet.
usually he's the best man I know.
That's wonderful.
He was with me at my
The
wedding.
thing is, well, poverty will always be with us. But slavery, I thought we had banished that. Like Saint Denis is acting as a staging post for shipping slaves out to some of the islands.
I don't believe
mean like Long
it.
Island?
It's 1899.
Maybe you should take a look for yourself.
Thanks for reminding us.
I've heard that the pawnbroker down the block around the corner, the one with the green door, well, they say he sells more than forlorn trinkets.
You can
Help
sell
the
some
poor.
forlorn people. Well, I guess I got myself into a mission I didn't mean to get myself into.
You gotta keep your eyes open, huh?
Something else?
Hello, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
It's a great place to get some Paragon points.
Morning, lady.
Hello.
Hello.
先生，早晨。
Excuse me, madam. Behind you.
Good morning to you.
Hey.
See, it's not like that one semi-famous Fox News piece where a guy wanders around in Chinatown speaking to people who don't speak English while making fun of them, and they play stereotypical music.
Just wish today was over already.
Oh, are you okay?
Buster Wolf.
Mister?
Hello there.
I guess this was the wrong direction to approach from. Sure hope I can find my horse again.
How y'all doing?
Hello, mister.
Morning. Hello, ladies.
Oh, hello
All
there.
the best to you.
He's babyface Val Venus. Heel Val Venus used to go, hello,
Hey, mister.
skanks.
Morning, sir.
Hey, mister.
Hello, ma'am. Morning.
早晨。
Morning to you, sir.
I think if you were actually to do this in real life, you would just freak everybody out.
Morning, friend.
Buenos días.
Oh, the aim weapon button is available. How nice. I'm curious now as to whether I can't. Nope, I have to do this now. Talking to that stranger activated this mission. Ah, any slavery going on in here?
Hi there, mister. Feel free to browse.
Shall do.
Two Fist Prairie.
Things over there. Something for the wife, maybe?
I don't got one of those.
Looking for anything in particular?
Is there a particular reason you are searching the drawers of my shop?
You timed it well. Some quality pieces in at the moment. Well, you just let me know if I can help at all.
For some reason, I am not calling the cops right now. Oh, what am I doing? I have, like, magical vision that can probably tell me what I'm supposed to be looking at. Please don't open those. Those are the clues to the location of the slaves' cabinets. Or maybe those other things were glowing gold before I actually searched them. This is a fascinating quest, isn't it? You don't suppose the random monk that we met doesn't know what he's talking about? Yeah, never mind. Those other cabinets were also marked as glowing objects, despite not having exciting clues about slavery going on. Oh, here we go. We can track slaves this way.
Nothing much back there. I'm afraid just a few old books.
This scratch on the floor suggests that this is a ninja wall that will turn around and will help me find Hanzo's father, who's now a giant frog.
Something don't seem right.
Sir, what are you doing back there?
What's back here? Looks like this pulls out or something.
Pulls out? No, it's just an old bookcase. Seen better days. I must say, you're acting very strange. Just what is it you want?
How about you open that door?
Door? What door?
Well, there is a door
The
over there.
hidden door. Or I'll open the hidden door in your chest.
Well, it's not that
They
hidden
made
if
me
you
do
open it.
I was always good to them, but they forced me to do it, sir. I swear.
I was so good to the slaves. I can't even,
Open the door. Now!
Oh, okay. Just pull the big red book on the bookshelf. It's called The Scourge
Hey,
of
it's-
Crossbreeding by Harold McDougall.
Doc Crockett's. Is Harold McDougall a reference to an earlier, or
Come
later...
on, you don't have to clean me out. This is my brother's store. I'm just watching it while he's away.
That's 20
I'm
bucks.
really not a bad man.
Well, they stole your money, but you're involved in the slavery trade, so
Made me do it.
I don't feel that bad about it. Yeah, Harold McDougall may or may not. I know there was a McDougall in Red Dead Redemption 1, so that may be the same guy. I think there was a McDougall.
Hello?
Thought he was the guy who was studying the Native Americans.
¿Hay alguien ahí?
Oh. I thought maybe the guy behind me was looking for health. Or help.
Hello?
Oh, it's the sex dungeon.
Por favor, ayúdanos. Help, please.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Por favor.
This game's got some pretty dark content.
Don't worry. I'm on your side.
Buenos dias.
Por favor.
Now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to arrest you and separate you from your children. It's this thing I got to do. It's the Democrats who forced me to do it.
Please, I'm on your side. It's gonna be okay.
Everything is going to be alright, Rockabye. Are you the fleeing kind, or are you the kind who are doing stuff to make everybody else flee?
Gracias.
Come with me. Don't worry. You're gonna be all right now. Promise.
I'm going to let you join my gang of violent guys who float from base to base, never actually committing enough crimes to support themselves in any way. Except for me, I got like $4 grand that I literally carry around in my pockets.
Come on. You'll be safe soon.
And then they rob you because they're also in cahoots with evil children.
This way. Not much farther.
And then you find out that the monk is actually evil.
¿Quién es este hombre?
No lo sé. Estamos libres y eso es lo que importa. Tenemos que confiar en él.
No, you don't have to trust him. I'm here to take you to slavery in an even more dark and terrible place than you were being sent to slavery before.
Welcome back.
Oh, I don't get to, yeah, I can mail. I'm trying to talk to people, but again, it was like, oh, something happens when you press circle. Oh, it was melee. I'm glad I didn't actually go through with that. However, had it been square, I would have been in trouble, because I was trying to talk to people.
Arthur Morgan. Come on. You were right. I found these two imprisoned in that shop.
Oh my.
Well, we were just on a lunch break.
well,
I mean, he had us
they are
chained up,
blessed
but
to have
that was
met
at our
you,
request.
Trust me in that they're very unusual. I don't think they speak much English.
My brothers, come. Let's go get something to eat. Manger. Comida, please.
Hey, you forgot this?
Oh. Yes. Thank you. Here. Payment. For your services.
But that
I
makes
could not
no
have freed
sense.
These men myself.
Give it to the poor, brother.
It
Thank you.
really doesn't make sense for me
will.
to take your money for
Like
this.
I
I mean,
said, magnificent. Come on. Come. Come see me
Curious
again
how much it
sometime.
would have been,
I often
but-
work at the old church on Gasper Street in St. Francis.
you'll work there as slaves. It'll be great. And once again, I try to see what the mission is, and I keep going back to Fisher of Fish. Well, anyway, I actually need to go into settings and put autosave back on, so... Oh, it's the general store. So we will put autosave on. 12-hour clock. Allow Red Dead Online invites in story mode. That's on. I would turn that off, but it hasn't happened yet, so. Special edition. Core stats bonus. Cash bonuses to camp upgrades and discounts. Oh, I guess I have special edition bonuses I didn't even realize I had. That's fine. Autosave is back on. Camera display. Display, I guess, is a something about a camera. Audio would be a piano. General is the general store. It all makes sense. So if I was to go to story, if I was to go to progress, story, chapter 4. Okay, now I can see what what this was about. Checklist: catch the street urchin before he reaches the market. Oh, that's possible. Curious how that would work. I guess I figured it was just one of those. It always works out the same way. I might have to check that one. I don't know that I'm going to replay the mission, but I'd be curious to see that. Like, I might look that one up on YouTube. Help a brother out. Find the captives without threatening the store owner. Huh. Complete within 2 minutes 45 seconds. Well, whatever. All right. Well, autosave wasn't on, so it didn't save for me, so I'd better save myself. Well, man can spend his whole life saving before he realizes he's saving himself. But, we just freed some slaves, and it was a stranger mission. Otherwise, I would be pretty much, could guarantee you that would come back in some way to bite us, that the people running the slave trade would be a major part of the story, and are going to come after you. Because it's a stranger mission and you don't have to do it, we might never hear about any of this again. Or we might randomly run across the same monk who wants us to free more slaves later. Either of them is possible. I'm the Serious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll join me next time as we, I don't know, probably rescue some more slaves. Seems like a thing we would do. We're a good guy, even if we're a beardo. See you next time.